Hey guys, as promised, this is the inbox review of Mini Hobby Models T72B armoured tank, Russian tank. I'm still unfortunately laid low with this blessed man flu. I've had it ever since Sunday. I started getting a bit of a sore throat after having partied out with a friend at the weekend. Um, and unfortunately it broke out Tuesday, and we're now on Thursday. So I've had this damn thing for about 2 days, and it just doesn't want to shift. So to keep the mind off it, I've been doing a bit of my projects, my Panzer 2, which I've just finished building, and I should get the full tracks tomorrow if I'm feeling well enough to get out. And I'm also cracking on with the Dallas. Unfortunately, I've had another mishap with that because unfortunately the lower hole, when I took the masking tape off, it took it off near enough in the same blooming place with all the paint. So I've clear coated it after having done the upper part of the hole. I'm going to get it masked off and hopefully get the lower part of the hole done today. Anyway, moving on, this video is really about this kit which I've recently got in. Having had a look at it, it's very similar to the old style of the old Tamiya kits, you know, where you used to get rubber tracks, minimum level of detail, two-part barrel, etc. I think they've modelled it on a similar sort of layout and engineering as regards Tamiya. This might even be their kit reboxed, I don't know, because they do have a T72 in their inventory of 135th armoured vehicles. This is the slightly later version, which you can see it's got the reactive armour on it. So I'm wondering if this might be a rebox actually, but we shall see. I'll have to check it out, the scale mates. I have actually just ordered an Emil Störer from them as well, but I've been advised it's going to be a bit delayed. So I probably won't get that to around about early part of November, I should imagine. But hey, as and when that comes through, if I'm still here, which is looking more likely at the moment, I will do an inbox review for you. Other than that, if I should end up where I'm intending to get to, then I might do it there. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, I'm waffling on and I'm not getting on with this inbox review, so sorry about it. Must be the cold. Oh man, flu. Anyway, as we all know, this is an iconic vehicle from the Iron Curtain era, synonymous throughout the Soviet army. I think it went into service around about the latter part of the 1960s, early part of the 70s. It was their main battle tank. I'm not sure if they've still got them now, although a lot of foreign armies they were exported to, and I think the Iraqi army had them during the Gulf War. I've been lucky enough to see one at Bovington Tank Museum, and I did have some footage when I went there of one being driven straight into the Heritage Centre after being displayed during Tank Fest a couple of years ago. Might be 3 years ago now, I don't know. I think it's been that long since I've last been there. But it is an awesome looking beast, especially with a low slung sort of chassis, etc. It looks very stealthy. A mean looking chunky beast, although it does belch out the old smoke though. But there you go. Anyway, without further ado, we get on with the inbox review. As you can see here, you've got a typical illustration of a slightly later version of the T72, the B version with the reactive armour. And I don't think any crew come with this, so I may well source some aftermarket 135th resin crew to go with this. But yeah, I don't know who the artist is, but it's not the best box art, I would say. It's made from a W. Kontaki Ita, I think. I think that's the artist, I'm not sure. but you can see it's all in Chinese, so it's obviously a Chinese company, or Korean, I don't know, one of the latter. Kit number on this one, if you want to get hold of one, on eBay is 80117. That's 80117. And look up mini hobby models. Okay, and on the side here you've got the box art illustration again. A little bit of writing in Chinese or Korean, if you can reinterpret that. I can't. And it was produced in 2017. So there you go. And then on the other side, you've got a couple of illustrations of the illustrated made-up kit, which in actuality doesn't look too bad. So yeah, there you go. Right, it's quite a top ending but opening box, quite a sturdy box, and believe it or not, you got a little motor in here if you want to motorise it, just like the old Tamiya kits used to be. There's a pamphlet with all their other products that you can get. 172nd Blackbird SU 3337, which I must admit I've seen on a very cheap rate. So I've seen that one and the Flanker B, but I'm quite tempted with the Mill Hind F actually. I've never done a Russian 148th helicopter. Yeah, I might do, I don't know, that we'll see. And then they do this is illustration of their range of armour. They do Merkava, they do a Type 90, an T72 with mine detectors, the one I've currently got, and their Clerk, Merkava with minefield equipment. They've got an IDF M60A1, and another with a 135mm gun, and a US Marine AA17A1, as well as an M60 with reactive armour. And then they do a range of ships, as you can see here, in 1/350th. Yeah, quite interesting. And also a range of 1/700th seafaring vehicles and submarines in 1/144th as well, which is quite interesting. And they even do a Titanic in 1/550th and 1/600th. I think that's a Revell reboxing possibly. And then there's a range of products that they do as well. Okay. And then in the box you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprues. Okay. We'll first go off with the instruction set. Let's just move the box out of the way. As you can see, you got the box art illustration, and then you've got the sprue tree with all the parts so that you can check it in the box. Okay, and then the first process is the actual lower hull, where you fit the running wheels. I would imagine that's the idler wheel, and then you've got the fitment for the sprocket wheel there, front suspension, and you've got the front glacis there as well. Apparently that's an emergency hatch. Funny looking emergency hatch, but there you go. The suspension arms go on, a little bit of lumps and bumps go on the back of the back plate. Oh, that's your back plate going on, and then all your lumps and bumps go on that. And I think you get a little bit on the grills here as well. You got the upper hole where you fit looks like the headlights on the back there. You fit the mesh to the engine grills or air filters, and they reckon you've got a sticker here. I don't know, interesting. And then suddenly it jumps onto the upper and lower hole being put together. Nothing about how you assemble the tracks. That's unusual. And then obviously you fit the fuel drums on the back of the actual back plate. You put your vinyl tubing on. I don't know what that's for. And then there's the assembly of the rear. Oh, I see, it feeds it into the engine. Oh, I see. Crude affair, but there you go. And the log goes on the back as well. And that's how it looks like when it's all fitted. Okay, so that's that. And then you've got a two-piece barrel. Ooh, that's going to be a pain in the arse, especially when you're sanding it down with that seam line. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And then you've got the assembly of the searchlight, which goes onto the commander's cupola, along with the optics there. And then you've got the assembly of the turret right here, where your barrel goes on, your cupola goes on, etc. And I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, you've got a snorkel on this as well, if you should so wish. I suppose that's an alternative version. Gunner's hatch you can have open, which I probably will, as I'm going to get some aftermarket crew for this. And then you basically put the smoke launchers in along with the auxiliary sight as well, and that's the assembly of the gunner's hatch. There you go. And the next thing is the machine gun along with the ammunition box, and it's all assembled together. That's your rear toolbox, which goes on the rear of the turret, I assume. And then you've got the assembly of the commander's hatch. Fit another infrared light on the side of the turret there. And then you've got the turret beam, which goes on along with looks like a fuel drum. And I'm not quite sure what this is. No, I don't know. I'll have to do some research on that. And that's the infrared light there, the assembly of that. I think these might be oil drums here actually. What's next? Bear with me. And then obviously the turret goes on, and oh yes, here comes the construction of the tracks. Basically you cut the end off, put the two tracks together. I think you probably need vinyl glue or a heated knife. I'm not sure. And then it's got the placement of the reactive armour, which goes onto the turret as well as the side skirts there. Okay, and there's your location as well. I'm not quite sure if that's armour placing or something, I don't know. Right, what's next? And then there's just the side view, but it doesn't give you any colour numbers or decal options where the decals go, which I think is a bit, yeah, bit of a pain in the arse. Sorry, it's damn cold. Yeah. So I think, guys, you're gonna have to do your research. Yeah, I might have to get some aftermarket decals, possibly. I don't know. We'll see. And that's basically the construction of the kit. So next, we'll just go through the various parts of the kit. And I'm going to get a knife. I might open up all these bags. So bear with me. Right, this is the main screw, or one of the screws. And I have to say, the detail on it is quite crisp and sharp, especially on the side skirts. It's got that sort of rubbery texture on it and feel, although it does feel like you've got some sort of resin on it, so these might need washing off, like a residue. There you go. But I have to say, if you look at the side skirts, if I can get that into focus, the level of detail on them is absolutely exquisite. It really is. It's sharp, although the plastic's a bit thick. Yeah, you got your tow ropes here. There is a little bit of flash there, so you might have to clean up with a sander. I'm not quite sure what this is. But yeah, the engine deck here, or part of the flat plating, nice level of detail on it, I have to say. Hang on. So yeah, let's get it into focus, as you can see there. And you've got your homing toolboxes there, so with the locks and everything, that's really nicely done. Yeah, beautiful. And then you've got your machine gun here, which is beautifully detailed. And that will come up nice with a wash and a bit of a wash out. And then you've got the commander's cupola here. Nice level of detail on that. That'll come out nice with a wash and a bit of weathering. I'm quite impressed with this, actually, considering how cheap this kit was. And then you've got your infrared light here. And then there's the two halves of the barrel, along with the cover, canvas cover they've made there as well. So that really looks nice, although, as I say, with the seam lines, that's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But we'll see. And then obviously you got part of the rear plate here, which is nicely done as well. If I can get it into focus, sorry. There you go. And I should imagine these are the jerry cans. There you go. Yeah, it does look quite impressive, I have to say. Pleasantly surprised about that. I really am. I'll put that back in the bag. That's the thing with some of these foreign kits, you never know what you're going to get. Well, as Forrest Gump says, you never know what you're going to get. Life is like a box of chocolates. This is a nice box of chocolates so far. Anyway, we're going to have a look at one of the screws with the reactive armour on it. There you go. This is reactive armour. Again, nice level of detail there. So yeah, that's going to take a little bit of time, but hey, again, that will come up nice with a wash as well once it's painted. So yeah, nice level of detail there. Quite impressed. I know they've got Decals cut there as well. I'll go through them in a little bit. So yeah, very pleasantly surprised. There we go, onto the running gear and wheels. Suspension. Oh, excuse me. That was not meant to happen. Right. Pretend you didn't hear that. Anyway, this is the wheels. And obviously you've got the fuel tanks as well, which go on the rear of the vehicle. Again, lovely level of detail on it. I mean, the sprocket, nice level of detail with the rivets on it as well. Yeah, quite impressed. I really am very pleasantly surprised with this. And if this is as good as this gets, I can't wait to see the Stura when it comes in. And there's your holders for the fuel tanks there again. As I say, the level of detail on the running gear here, very nicely caught. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. I really am. Yeah. So far, so good. And then you've got the lower hull here. Oh, sorry about the drilling. Got a neighbour next door who's renovating a flat, so excuse the noise. But as I say, again, the level of detail on the lower hull is very impressive. Oh, sorry about this, guys. would happen when I'm having a video made, but there you go. And now obviously you've got your switch in case you want to motorise it, so there you go. Brilliant. Sorry about this, guys, but again, as I say, the level of detail on it, I really don't need this today. Oh, guys, I'm sorry. Anyway, as I was saying, level of detail on this is very, very good. Unfortunately, you've got the holes in there for it to be motorised, but as I say, once you get it on the deck, you're not really going to see it anyway, so I'll probably blank them off. But again, the level of detail of the rivets and everything is exquisite. It really is, and on the bottom the detail is very good too. So yeah, very happy with that. And then obviously we've got the final two screws. Cut them out of the bag. You've got the lower part turret. You've got the driver's hatch, as you can see here, and that is the lower hull. And again, exquisite amount of detail on this, and obviously it just shows you the size of this beast. Yeah, really impressed with it. I really am. I think this is going to build into a lovely representation of the T72, if I say so myself. Same sort of green plastic that you had on some of the earlier Tamiya kits, but again, really nicely done. And again, on the turret, the upper part of the turret, you've got a nice level of anti-slip texture on there as well as the rivets. So yeah, and you've got the rear turret bin here, your smoke dispensers, although they may need a bit of a clean up. There is a little bit of burr and flash there, but overall that does look impressive, I have to say. Very nicely moulded. Yeah, not bad at all. So that goes back in the bag. There we go. Now, obviously with this kit, you had the added option of motorising it. Now, the only thing I found in the instructions is it doesn't tell you how to motorise it, although there is a little instruction booklet inside, so that will be helpful, although it's all written in Korean or Chinese. So I might have to look online and see if I can get an English interpretation of that. And it's obviously got all your wires, your motor, your deck and your battery compartment there if you want to motorise it. So there you go. Other bits you get with it obviously is the tubing for the filter into the fuel drums. You've got some string there for the tow ropes, although I may source aftermarket, to be honest with you. Mesh for the engine grills, and then you've got stickers here for the engine grills as well, though I'll probably end up painting it myself, but there you are. So that's that really. And then finally you got your decals. Let's have a look. Now it's showing you the decal options, but as I say, it's not very specific into how, actually, sorry, I'm going to have to get the knife because it's applied with tape, the decal placement go. So yeah, they're a bit shiny. I have to say, and a bit thick, so I don't know if they're going to bed down very well. Yeah, you've got the option of Korean, Finnish, Czechoslovakian, Polish, East German, or Russian. So there you go. But as I say, in the instruction sheet, you've got no sort of colour guide or decal placement as to where all these go. So, yeah, many hobby models, that's something you've got to improve on, I'm afraid, if you're watching. That is one big disappointment. So I think what I'm going to do with this is probably source some aftermarket decals for that. And then obviously we've got the last thing, which is the rubber tracks, which you've got here. Again, I think I'm going to go the aftermarket route and possibly get some Thralls or Master Club tracks, or Spade Ace I might go for. But level of detail on the actual tracks themselves, I have to say, is quite good. Again, nice level of detail on them. I mean, what you could do is just put these on and just put a little bit of pencil on it and just add some pigments, I suppose. I might try that when it comes to building it. I don't know. We'll see. So there you go. That is Mini Hobby Models 135th T72B Russian main armoured tank. I got this, believe it or not, for about 16 quid on eBay. So they're not expensive, although they do take their time to come through from, I think, Korea or China, from the Far East anyway. But I have to say, I'm quite pleasantly surprised at the level of detail on it for what I paid. So you are getting plenty in your pocket for what you pay for. So the only thing I would criticise is that they're not very specific with the decal placement or your colour options on where you should put your decals. That is something they are going to have to improve on. It'll be interesting to see how the Stura comes out when I get it in. So we shall see. Anyway, leave your comments in the comments column below as to what you think of this kit. I don't know when I'm going to get around to building it. As I say, the only thing that spurred me on was having done the Leopard 184. I've certainly got an interest in Cold War vehicles now. So I needed the opposite side of the Iron Curtain, really. So there you go. And what better way of getting one than the old venerable T72B. And as I say, this is made by a company called Mini Hobby Models. I've not come across them before. Impressed with the level of detail on it. What it's going to go together like, I have no idea. We shall see. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. So as and when the next time, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and all being well, I shall speak to you soon. Bye for now.